Meeting called to order. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. A warm good evening to you all. Welcome to Taj Toastmasters Club, club number 1158, Area 6, Division B, under District 79. Myself, Sunil Ridikula, your Sergeant Town for today's meeting. And I welcome you all for the speaker-thron number 2 of the program year 2021-2022 Taj Club. At Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, which resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let's start our weekly meeting by repeating club oath after me. For better listening.
For better listening.
For better thinking.
For better thinking.
Better thinking.
For better speaking.
For better speaking.
For better speaking.
We learn by doing.
We learn by doing.
As you all know that we are doing online meeting, so that I kept the house rules very simple. Rule number 1, please keep your microphone unmuted during the speech is on file. To upload your emojis to appreciate to all the speakers. If you consider yourself presentable, switch on your video to enjoy the meeting. Please avoid any crosstalk during the speech ongoing. All speakers are requested to avoid aggressive talking about politics, religion, and sex. In case of any technical issues, you can contact our host and co-host for your problems. Now, the time for start our meeting. For that, we have our presiding officer. Our presiding officer is an oral sergeant by profession and passionate Toastmaster. Since 2017, he is in Taj Club. A great speaker, exemplary leader. He already achieved his DTM award and expected SATAC winner, none other than DTM Dr. Sundar Ramlingam, our club president. Doctor, stage is for you.
Thank you very much, Sergeant at Arms, Taj Club Secretary, and SATAC 2022 Editor-in-Chief, Toastmaster Sunil Ridikula, for that generous introduction. I'm indeed humbled by your words and encouraged by the words that you said that I should reach something more. Toastmasters and all my dear friends, my dear Tajians, welcome you all to the Speakathon number 2 of program year 2021-2022. I just looked at the word of the day and the theme just before I was preparing myself for the presiding officer's address. And then I saw the word emperor. And as I was seeing the word emperor, I saw that it is actually embodied in the Toastmasters Club mission. So that is how synonymous Toastmasters is empowerment. It empowers us to think more, it empowers us to listen more, it empowers us to speak more, it empowers us to lead more. In short, it is the future of work. It makes us, as our Toastmaster Ibrahim always says, we are all works of progress. And it makes us the works of progress to look forward to a better version of ourselves. So today we are embarking on yet another journey. Last week we had something spectacular. That was our induction ceremony. And today we have a speakathon, and we want to make sure that many members of our club are able to achieve their educational awards through such speakathons. At the outset, let me congratulate our Vice President Education and the event chair, Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir, for organizing this event. Big round of applause for them both, please. We had a lot of achievements over the last 1 week, something that we all really need to feel proud about. We had some of our members taking up coveted roles of chief judges at different area contests. And then we had our members being assigned as chief judges and contest chairs in upcoming division contests. And we had some of our members winning in division contests so as to represent at the next level, which is the SATAC. We had our immediate past president, Division B Director, Dr. Mahesh Pillai, as the co-chief judge of Area 63 contest last Saturday. And also our Vice President Education and our immediate past president, Division B Director, DTM Dr. Mahesh, both have been assigned as chief judges for division level contests. That is something remarkable. Assigning a chief judge is a huge responsibility. And taking up that at a division level contest. Division level contest is something which has filtered almost close to 100 participants in each category. And then you have the top of the top from those 100 or 120 participants. And in that, you'll have to organize and judge. So that is a great responsibility. And it is a proud moment that our VPE has been assigned as the chief judge for Division O contest, if I'm right. Division J, I'm sorry. And a Division B Director and IPP DTM Dr. Mahesh has been assigned as the Division O contest chief judge. Kudos to them. And our very own Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar has qualified himself as the Division N champion in table topics, and he will be representing SATAC. And although it is from Division N, he is our very own Taj family member, and a big round of applause for Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar for this great achievement. Also, he came second in the evaluation contest. And there are a lot of people preparing from our club for this week and next week too. As you all know, Riyadh has 3 divisions, Division N, Division A, and Division B. Division B is our home division. And our home division contest is happening this Friday, Division B contest. And, the hum of affairs at the Division B contest, be it the public relations, be it the contest chair, and be it the event management, the Zoom host. It's a whole lot of people from the Taj family who are going to do it. And kudos and best wishes to all of them who are going to make sure the Division B conference is going to be a grand success. The event chair for Division B conference will be our past president, Toastmaster Sunny Kurvilla. Best wishes for him to get this contest going on very well. And a lot of our members are representing not just Taj, but several other clubs in the Division B contest, and including our Gavaliers, Taj Gavels, the Gavalier champions, the top 3, Gavalier Sahana, Gavalier Gianna, and Gavalier Amani. They are representing Taj Gavels at the division level showcase. A big round of applause, and this applause should cheer them all to achieve more in the Division B contest. And subsequently, there is also the Division A contest. Again, there are people. So Taj this time has like a spectacular array of contestants at all the 3 divisions of Riyadh. And I'm sure it's going to see at least one member in each category in this attack. Let's hope and let's cheer for our members. So one more good news to share with you all. I think I'm taking too much of time. I'll just cut it short here. And so what happened is, like last week, we all were cheering for one of our members who took up the coveted role of the editor-in-chief of SATAC magazine. SATAC is the Saudi Arabian Toastmasters annual conference. It's the confluence of all the Toastmasters clubs in District 79. And they usually commemorate it by releasing a magazine. And that magazine editor-in-chief is none other than our very own club secretary, Toastmaster Sunil Edikula. And this time, we have selected a really very enthusiastic and energetic member to lead us for the showcase magazine of Taj, Odyssey. You all came to saw the Odyssey magazine of last year. So probably we will be looking forward to something really better under the leadership of this Toastmaster. And this Toastmaster has been assigned as the editor-in-chief of Taj magazine for program year 2021-2022 Odyssey. Please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Neetu Ratish, our editor-in-chief for Taj magazine Odyssey 2022. Toastmaster Neetu, we'd be happy if you could share your thoughts and views at this juncture to all of us.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, DTM Sundar Ramaniya, President. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. And once again, thank to the team for choosing me for this big role. And I don't know how much I can do for this, but I promise I will do my level best to make it a grand success and will maximum try to overtake our TM Sunil Idkula and will make it as a challenge. We'll see at the end of the year what is going to happen. I don't know. With all your blessings and support, I think I can do it. Thank you very much. Back to you, President.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Neetu, for graciously accepting the responsibility of the editor-in-chief. I know that it's not an easy job. All our previous editor-in-chiefs have set great benchmarks. First was DTM Manas, then it was Toastmaster Sunil, and now it's yours. But one good thing about Taj is like when we see our proteges coming up and winning over us, we are always happy. And I believe that is a tradition that we follow in Taj, where the mentor always feels happy when the protege achieves more than the mentor. For that matter, Toastmaster Sunil will be very happy to help you and also will congratulate you more if you are winning up in this challenge. And at this juncture, I request all our members to cooperate and coordinate with our editor-in-chief, Toastmaster Neetu. Please bring in all your articles. It could be your creative works. I know that many of you are artists. Probably you could do that. Also take a picture, encourage your children because it's a Taj family magazine. And also the Gavaliers need to be encouraged to bring in their articles, poems, essays, creative works of art and everything. So let this be a great magazine this year too. Thank you very much once again, Toastmaster Neetu. And we are, the XCOM and the entire Taj team is there to support you. So last but not the least, we had 2 Education Award winners last week. They were Toastmaster Mansoor Alam. He completed his level 1 and Distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, who completed his level 3. A big round of applause to those Education Award achievers of last week. I have borrowed or I have stolen 3 minutes of time from the event chair's time. But this gentleman, I know, is really enthusiastic and will take it forward and will be able to cope up for the misdeeds of his president. To conduct today's speakathon, we have a very energetic Toastmaster. This is one example where I would say he was brought in by another enthusiastic Toastmaster. But you know, the way he performs, we see that this gentleman would soon defeat his mentor or the person who introduced him. And in fact, they both work in the same company. They are both trainers by profession. And do I see any similarities? Probably I do similarities in their origin. Both are from the God's own country. But nevertheless, both of them are charming, energetic, and dedicated to the core, whatever job that is given to them. So let us put our hands together to welcome today's event chair, Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir. Toastmaster Mohammad Shakir, the virtual lectern is all yours.
Thank you, DTM Dr. Sundar Ramanigam, for that uplifting introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends, the theme of the day, the future of work. We all came through the pandemic, and you know better how the work before pandemic and after pandemic, and what it's going to be in future. Actually, we cannot predict what will be in future, but there are some surveys that shows work has changed forever, and we are all wondering what will work look like in the future. Studies saying we will never go back to business as usual. Where will we go instead? It's less about a place, it's more about people's potential. So we will discuss about the theme later in the meeting. As we are conducting a speakathon, as you know, it will be divided in 2 sections. We have 6 speakers aligned for today's speakathon. So there will be 3 speakers, they will deliver their speech. Then we will do the evaluation. Then we will move on to the second section, that is another 3 speakers will deliver their speech. Then we will do the evaluation. To conduct today's speakathon, I have some strong leaders with me. Let me call our word master and grammarian today. It's none other than an English teacher. So you can all imagine how the role it's going to be. Let me call Toastmaster Sunita Joni to explain your role as a word master and grammarian. Toastmaster Sunita Joni, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Event Chair Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir. As grammarian, I carefully will observe the language used in the meeting, the word choice, pronunciation, sentence structure, and particular phrases. I will not only take note of improper language, but also exceptionally skillful language. I am also responsible for selecting the word of the day, adding one more useful entry to the word hoard at each of the meeting. So today's word of the day is empower. I'll just share my screen here.
Can you try sharing now, Toastmaster Sunita? It was
right.
disabled earlier.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. So the word today is empower, which is a verb. The definition is to give someone the confidence, skills, freedom, etc. to do something. An example would be education empowers people to take control of their lives. At the end of the meeting, when called upon by the presiding officer, I would give the report of mine regarding the grammar and the use of the word which each speaker has made. Back to the event chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunita Joni, for explaining your role as a grammarian and word master. Now, let me call our timer today, because we start on time and we need to end up with on time. So to help our meeting today, we have an energetic and enthusiastic timer. Let me call Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim as our timer today to explain your role as a timer.
Yeah, thank you very much, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir. And I will be your timer today for all those 6 speeches which is going to happen in this Speakathon 2022. So as a timer, my role will be to start your time, and I will be the person to make you finish your speech on time. So time is very important for a speaker, and I will be monitoring those 6 speeches as well as the evaluation speeches. The time limit is already mentioned in your agenda, so I'll follow the agenda. At the end of the meeting, I'll present a report when called upon by the General Director. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal, for explaining your role as a timer. Without any further ado, we'll move on to our first session. Before I will call our first speaker, let me call his evaluator to explain the speech objectives. Let me call Toastmaster Abdul Nasir to explain the speech objectives of our first speaker. Toastmaster Abdul Nasir.
Toastmasters, a warm good evening to all. Today is my charge speaker, Sunita. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. Speech title is Unknown and Funny Facts About Food. Speech duration is 18 to 22 minutes. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul Nasir. Our first speaker today, she is currently a Vedic math tutor, is married and having 2 daughters, the person who chases her dream. Let me call our first speaker today, Toastmaster Neetu Radish. Toastmaster Neetu Radish, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, our event chair. Hello, fellow Toastmasters. A warm good evening to you all. Today, I'm in front of you to make aware you which I think most of you people will know. Some people doesn't know. Some people are aware, but still think that they are not aware. So you will be wondering what it is, right? And it's a part of our lives. Any guess? Any idea? Don't worry. Just I will help you with that. Yeah. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Thank you. See, unknown and funny facts about food. So first thing, what is the first thing it's coming to your mind when you see that unknown and funny facts about food? Any guess? See, daily we are having at least 3 meals or some snacks or some other items. Food, it's a part of our life. Some people are living for food. Some people have food for living. Both the types of people are there, right? But still, there are some funny facts which most of the people doesn't know. And sometimes we are aware, but still we think that, okay, it's okay. Let it be. It's funny. But there are facts. There are something that really we have to take care. It affects our health. It affects the growth. So today I am in front of you to show you, to make you aware of something funny and something fact. Shall we? Ready? Let's move.
Yes.
See, what is this? Ketchup. Oh, everybody knows tomato ketchup. Mainly what we use tomato ketchup for. It's a taste maker, right? In everything, fried items or snack items. Without ketchup, there is no snacks. In pasta or any French fries, nuggets. See, you know one thing? In olden days, in 1834, it was in 1834 to 1850, around 16 years, it was used as a medicine. How many of you know that?
No idea about this.
Yeah, see, we are using as a taste maker. It's actually medicine. It is used for diarrhea, indigestion, etc. And it was found by a doctor, John Cook Benedict. In 1934, he made this ketchup and he used to make it ketchup pills. Normally tablets we used to take tablets, right? He made a ketchup pills for this. But slowly, everyone is clever. Tomato is easily available. So slowly everyone started doing that. It can be done at home. So slowly in 1850, it slowly got collapsed. Nowadays, we are using ketchup as a source of taste or a taste maker only, right? How many of you know that? See, another interesting thing. White chocolate. How many of you like white chocolates? I think most of the
chocolates.
See, actually, white chocolate is not a chocolate. It is lying to us. See, there is not a single percentage of cocoa it is there in the chocolate. White chocolate. Then what it is made up of? Anybody? Any guessing?
Fair and Lovely.
It's whitener. You eat Fair and Lovely. Great. It's a secret. Thank you for the secret. See, it's just the sugar, butter, and the vanilla essence for flavoring. Just the cocoa is cocoa butter. By this cocoa butter, they are making the chocolate. Sorry, white chocolate. There is no connection. There is no relationship between the white chocolate and the chocolate. Cocoa. But we are fooled, right? It's lying to us. We are getting the white chocolate. It is tasty, so we can have it more. See, it's just sugar. It's making us cheating us. And another one more thing I will show you. See, peppers, otherwise capsicum. We'll all have that. When you go to supermarket, you will search what all types of capsicum, what all colors are there. It will be good. If you make a fried rice or in some food, it will be colorful. So we can cheat our kids or somebody. See, anybody have thought that whether these colors that we would have seen green, orange, yellow, red, any other colors? I think only 4 colors are there, right? Maximum. Whether all these 4 or 5 colors, the capsicum or the bell pepper is same or different? Is it coming from the same plant or different plant? Is it taste same or different? Anybody thought about that?
No.
See,
It has different taste.
it has different taste. Good. Exactly. But actually, whether all these are different or it from the same plant?
Same plant, but different variety, like roses.
It's from the same plant and it's in the different stages. One is ripe and one is not raw. See, first it will come in green. Then it will change to orange or red. Oh, sorry, not orange or red, orange or yellow. Slowly after the ripening period, after it goes to the pure ripening stage, it will go to green. And the nutritious value of the green is different and it is healthy, more healthy, because the green is just started. So it will taste different and it is healthy. But at last, everything is from the same plant. So next time when you go to market, don't search for some other thing. Everything is same, just the color is different and the taste. So it's up to you, you can choose it. Done. See, green and yellow red pepper balls are actually the exact vegetable, just different stages of development. Okay?
I thought it was mutation.
French fries. How many of you like French fries? Most of the people. Have you ever thought from where it is got originated? Most of the people think that it is French, so it is French fries, it will be French.
It's from the USA.
It's not from the France, it's from Belgium. Can you tell me another thing which is not from the France, but it names something France or something? Actually, the name is different and the origin is different.
French toast.
Yeah.
French kiss.
French. Oh, great. French toast. Anybody knows from where the French toast came?
I think it's from Bombay.
Very good. It's from Rome. And how it is made that, see, this French fries, it is originated from Belgium. How it is originated? See, we thought that it's from France, but it's not from France. But there will be some story behind this, right? Actually, in Belgium, in olden days, the villagers used to have dried fish from the fish which they got fishing from the rivers, because they don't have that much expensive food or something. What they are getting easily available is fish. So they have it dried fish from what they used to have the food. But in winters, they are helpless. They should have some other food. So what they used to do is, in that time, from the roots, it's ground food. So potatoes is easily available. So they will make the potato in the form of dried fish. They will cut and fry. Sometimes we used to make our kids something else and we'll tell this is now saying that we'll make fun of them or we'll cheat them, right? Same like that. They made the potato and converted it saying like the dried fish. So that they used as their food at the time of winter. So same thing happened with that French toast also. It came from Rome. And how it came is, that is also interesting. The leftover food, that is bread piece, leftover eggs and milk, they all mixed and they made a new dish. It's not the main food, because nowadays we are using it as a main food, but it's not the main food. They are the leftover foods, which is made to, see, anybody can tell, in Kerala, there is some food, which is all the leftover things, all the leftover vegetables we used to do one dish. Any guess? Mostly in Kerala, we used to do that. Actually, nowadays we are not doing like that, but it was originated from like that only. All the leftover vegetables which we use cut, it is made to avial. Avial. There is a dish, avial in Kerala, which is used prepared like this. All the leftover vegetables for that sadhya, what we call sadhya, and all the leftover vegetables we used to prepare a dish. See what a transition, what a thing we are doing. Next. Yeah, here comes. Everybody is interested. What is the fact or funny thing behind this, right? Wine. Actually, when we ask somebody whether you drink, no, just wine. It's vegan. It's just a fruit juice. Is it only fruit juice? See, studies prove that, or there is a proof that it is not a vegan. See, animal content is also there. It's not a fruit juice. See, I will tell you that bone marrow, blood, milk protein, fish oil, isinglass, that is isinglass is a gelatin from the fish bladder. With all this, the wine is prepared. I think somebody will stop from today, right? I guess at least one person will stop taking wine. And will not tell that I will just take wine for it's vegetarian. I will not take. I will take that only. At least one person. If someone stops taking, then I am successful.
It looks you are promoting the wine today.
I will never take wine. Okay.
I'm asking to stop.
I will never take wine here on. Okay. Because
Great.
I have never taken wine.
Be happy. Let's see what is next. See what we are going to do with the US Department of Health and Human Service Food and Drug Administration. What we are going to do? Any idea? See, you know one thing? They have a book, defect level handbook. And what it is, what the book is telling about. Let's see what it is telling. Food is allowed to contain some amount of insects, bugs, cockroach. Have you thought about that? See, we used to take chocolates, pasta, butter, peanut butter. See, we have a sauce. The person who is in the sauce factory here, right? He will be knowing better than me. See, it is allowed minimum percentage of insects to be contained in the food.
It's not insect, it's a microbial count.
Yeah, because for a normal human being, it's microbial or whatever it is. For us, it's bug or insects.
Okay.
Maybe. Anyway, see, it is allowed. There is a book called Defective Level Handbook by the Food and Drug Administration. If you go through that book, we will stop having so many food items. So better don't touch that book. If unknowingly, if you cross that book, it will be good for our health. Anyway, we are consuming the food. That is another case. But at least for the mental satisfaction, don't go that way. And before taking any food, don't think also. But there is a problem with the human brain. We'll think what all the things we should not think, right? So all the best. Before taking the food, just think about it and move further. See, we'll go to the next. What is going to happen? Wow, candy. See, have you seen the shining of the candies? How it is? Because sometimes if we have the normal one, it will not be shining or other things. But when you have a flavored candies, it is shining. It will attract us, right? With the smell, with the appearance, with the color. Have you thought how it is getting that shiny? See, it is of car wax. The same car, the same polish which we are using the car for the painting. Automobile waxes for the car. And the shoe polish, that shining effect you are getting in your shoes. Same compound. And dental floss, floor shining. See, that same content raw material which we are using for this is the same content which we are using for the candy. So it's not good for health, right? So maximum avoid using the candies. We'll tell our kids not to take the candy. It is not good for their health. But this is a secret behind that. It is used by the same material which is used for the car wax. Okay, let's see what is next. Cheese. Good. Everybody likes cheese, right? So what is the funny thing behind this cheese? You know, the product, 4% of the cheese which is made in the world is stolen. More thieves are behind this cheese. People used to steal cheese, and everybody knows that the Food and Drug Administration, they already know that the cheese is stolen. So they will prepare more cheese because they know that it will get stolen. So let me ask you one thing, whether you know this is regarding food. So what about the other things, stuffs, which is most stolen thing? Any guess? Most stolen item or thing in the world is clothing, dress. In most of the shopping mall or in the shop, if you see, daily they will get missed 1 or 2 dress. It will get stolen. So other than food, there are so many other items which is getting stolen by the people. There are a number of lists. If you go to the Google and search, there are n number of lists that getting stolen every day. They have a good number of lists. And in food, cheese is the most stolen food item. Funny like, and sorry, this is a fact. Let's see, cheese is the most stolen food in the world. Next, let's see what is next. Water. See, what we are going to do with the water. What is the fact in with water? Everybody would have noted the expiry date. Most of the food items, whatever you take, there will be an expiry date for that item. In water also, there is an expiry date. It should be at least 2 years or something. See, we would have thought that expiry date is this. And after that, if you consume that water, is there any problem? Or what is going to happen to us? Or what is going to happen to the water? Did anybody thought about that?
Nothing will happen except because of the plastic material.
Yes, the expiry date is for the content of the bottle. See, after that expiry date, the bottle will start emitting some chemicals, which is not good for the quality of the water. It's not unsafe. There is no problem if you consume the water after that expiry date also. Just it will have some chemical and it will change the appearance, sometimes appearance or taste. But it is not at all unhealthy. You can consume the water, but there will be slight taste difference. That's the quality difference. So there is no problem to consume the water after the expiry date. You can have it, no problem. Yeah, here comes the next, peanut butter. See, we have heard about so many phobias, right? There is a phobia for peanut butter. Anybody thought about that? For the food. See, for the food we would have thought, but especially for the peanut butter, there is a phobia. And why it is? You know why? Because of what the phobia has come. Because when we have that peanut butter, it will go and stuck in the roof of your mouth, making a choking effect, breathless effect. So, some people are scared of peanut butter because it may make them problem. Anybody knows the phobia for the peanut butter? Fear of peanut butter? I think most of the people are unaware of that. I will help you. Can anybody spell this word? Just a try. Archibutyrophobia. Archibutyrophobia. It is the fear of peanut butter that is getting stick in your roof roof of your mouth. So this is the one. Next, honey. What the honey is going to do with you? Let's see what honey is. It's a bee vomit. So from tomorrow, nobody is going to take the bee, honey because it's a vomit. It's not like that. Don't worry. It is just when the bee takes the nectar and get inside, there is a second stomach in the bee. It's called crop. It goes inside. From there, it is coming out. So it is not touching our digestive. So it is not actually a bee vomit. You can easily use that. Don't worry, because there is a myth that it is a bee vomit. So some people are scared to take it. So definitely, it is not a bee vomit. You can directly take it. There is no problem. Banana. What we are going to do with banana? See, human DNA is 60% of same as banana. How it is? Because every human being is having different DNAs. How the banana comes to picture? See, our DNA 80% to 90% are same. Only that in that 20%, just 60% it's different of genes and all. That 80%, that 60% is same as for every animal, fruits, everything. So that is why it is called that 60% of the banana having same of DNA as human being. So don't worry, don't get scared. Now, what is this? Finish brown sugar or something else? Actually, if we are a healthy conscious, what we'll go for a brown sugar. We'll not take the white sugar. So what is the difference between white sugar and brown sugar? Just there is a change of molasses. There is a little bit of molasses. That is the thing. So don't worry. Just you go with the taste what you want. No problem. So what you had today? See, when you are eating food, just have a little bit of conscious that what we are having and what we are going to take. And all the best. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And back to you, event chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Neetu Radish. Oh, ketchup was a medicine before? White chocolate is not a chocolate? French fries not from France? A lot of information. Give her a big round of applause. Move on to our second speaker today. Before I call our second speaker, let me call his evaluator, Toastmaster Bhaskar. Toastmaster Bhaskar, could you please explain the speech objectives of our second speaker?
Toastmaster Shakir, I think it was for third speech of Toastmaster Sunil.
Unfortunately,
That would be me, myself, yes.
Not yet joined, so
Okay,
we can move on with the second speech. Carry on. Over to you.
Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters. Today's speech title of my speaker is Mentorship, and speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. And the purpose of this project is for the mentor to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of a previous experience as a protégé. So today is giving his L2P1 speech, and I wish my speaker all the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhaskar. Our second speaker today actually doesn't require much introduction because he is already introduced at the beginning of the meeting. He's working as a HSE professional at Mobco Construction Company and PTC Bus Depot as HSE site in charge. Having one wife, a simple and humble person, you can see. Since 2018 in Taj Toastmasters Club and currently in XCOM as a club secretary, doing his second path in presentation master. Let me call our second speaker today, Toastmaster Sunil Idikula. Toastmaster Sunil Idikula, the virtual stage is yours.
Audible?
Yes, you are right.
Mendays are all around us who makes you confident, inspired, focused, and willing to ready to share their experience. My dear fellow Toastmasters, one good evening to you all again, once again. What is mentorship? It means who give guidance for a particular subject. In my life, I saw three types of mentors. Our parents, our teachers, and our good friends. My grandfather was my first mentor. I always accompanied with him in my childhood, and he taught me a lot of things. Then, in my childhood, my teachers, my bus teacher was Annie teacher. She beat me a lot with a stick because I was a backbencher. But she loved me a lot and she taught me a lot and she bring me in front bench. Coming to the good friends. One of my senior during my higher education, he was one of the best friend of mine and he was my same like my elder brother. First year, I have a lot of issues with anatomy and physiology. I don't know what type of organs and all these things. He taught me a lot. And that time, the first time I was out from our hometown. So all external issues also he helped me a lot. Coming to the Toastmasters. What is mentorship in Toastmasters? Our mentors are holding our hand and telling, do this way, do that way. No, no, it's not the way. Our mentors, they are listening our visions, goals, our mistakes. Then they are giving the point. These points we have to be improved. This is good for your future benefits. I believe all our mentors are one time as a mentee. They are also undergone the same way. So I believe mentor and mentee relationship is unconditional. We have any issues, we can talk to them. They will support us. They will guide us to be a great speaker. Coming to my mentor, he is none other than DTM, Division B Director, Mahesh Pillai. He was my first teacher in Riyadh. We are in the same profession. I did my Nabosh course in SLC and there I met him and he taught me Nabosh course. After completion of my Nabosh, I asked him, sir, I don't have a job. He helped me to get a job. Gradually, our relationship bonded and grown up. 2018, he told me to join a Toastmaster. I asked him, what is Toastmaster? Come, let's join and you feel what is Toastmaster. I was a shy, very shy person in that time. I could not stand up in the stage at that time. he helped me a lot to prepare the ice plate. I was always giving some excuses, sir, I will do next week, and I will do next month like this. But he told me, I will give you deadline. You have to prepare your ice plate and you have to give me within these days and you have to present in the stage. And he always, during the beginning time, he always told me, why we join in Toastmasters? To be a great leader, to be a great speaker. So how we will do that one? We always say the quote, the obstacles can be changed to the opportunities. So the obstacles we have to be changed. That was he always said. And also, he had helped me a lot to achieve what I am now. Always push me to do like this, do that way, this way, like this. But also, I urge his travel passion also. Nowadays, I am also traveling a lot and to look, I want to see what is the world. Apart from DTM Mahesh, DTM Manas, DTM Dr. Sundar, Toastmaster Nandu, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi, all these Toastmasters in Taj Club, they help me to come up. So, my dear new Toastmasters, run your own race, but always disturb our mentors. Why? Because they will help or push you to become a DTM. Over to you, even chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil Redikula, for that wonderful speech all about mentoring. Kudos. Without any further ado, we'll move on to our third speaker today. Before I call our third speaker, let me call his evaluator, Toastmaster Rajan Jose. Toastmaster Rajan Jose, could you please explain the speech objectives of our third speaker? You are muted, Toastmaster.
Very good evening to you all, fellow Toastmasters. Toastmaster Anand Jha is delivering his third speech today for the pathway, and his evaluation primary criteria is based on, or the purpose of his project is based on the practice of vocal variety or body language to enhance his speech. So we wish him a humorous, informative, and interesting speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajan Jose. Our third speaker today is a new member in Toastmastering, but he is breaking all the records and he is a humorous person. We can see his speeches, very humorous. And today he is going to deliver a speech all about rabbits and potatoes. Are you excited to listen to the story? Let's listen from our third speaker. Let me call Toastmaster Anand Jha. Toastmaster Anand Jha, the virtual stage is yours.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, I'm audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. Even though today is also the funny situation with me. Right now, I'm not able to reach my home. Okay. I think you can see the open sky. So now I will start the story. So there is a two part in this story. One is a rabbit and second one is tortoise. And now I just want to know, I think everybody is aware about this story or not. If you are aware about this story, just click on like. Or if you are not aware about this story, just click on love. So I've understood what's the situation right now. I think few is just no one started. I'm just waiting for your reply. Yeah. Now Mr. Sakir started that. Thank you so much. In the starting of my speech, he appreciate me. This means it's going better. Thank you, Mr. Sakir. Story is very simple. We are aware about one day they fight each other. We are good, and the second is telling we are always good. And they finally started fighting with each other, and they decided we will who will win the race. Okay, the race start. We know that who won that. I think this boring story we everybody had that. Just move on to the second story. After some time, they have decided, okay, that day anyhow, due to the I slept that I'm not working on that day. I feel that okay, give me another chance. Is a rabbit. Now they started race again, and this time rabbit won that. I hope so. We know that the moral of the story in a first story they are telling if you go on the daily life, routine life, or you practice, one day you will achieve. In a second story, is they telling if you are daily just moving little bit, you will not achieve. But if you going fast, you can achieve easily or in a short period. This thing, are you agree with me? This is only the two part of this story or something else? If something else you believe that, just click on like button. How can I know ki you believe on me or not? The story is ended here or is continue? Right now, no one is Mr. Sakir again. Thank you, Mr. Sakir, appreciating me. Here we have the third part of also. Third part is again they have fighting each other. Okay, now rabbit told us, okay, I won that. You saw that I finished within a minute. I never face any issue. Okay, within a minute I finished that. Even you are not able to reach in the same day. They tell them, okay, it's your way. Can you do it in my way? So rabbit agree with that. Okay. Now they have changed the roadmap. Okay. Now they started again. Rabbit, you know, it's too fast for us. Again, they easily achieve almost 90% of his path, just like our Toastmaster. And now there is a twist. We everybody know that the rabbit life is very less, but the senior one is who is senior. Now he used his experience. He's just given almost 90% the roadside for the race and 10% is the river. Now rabbit achieved 90%. Now for the 10% he don't know how to do that. Again rabbit lost his this competition. What we learn here, I know we are young, okay, we know how to achieve the things. Even we are too fast from our senior. Maybe possible we achieve too fast than them. But we don't know how to achieve everything. We just know the few things which we are aware about that, how can achieve, we can easily achieve those things. For rest thing is very difficult. Without advice from our senior, we can't. Even right now, if you see, everybody is going to do in a Toastmaster, but for the certain period. And after that, we required our senior advice to achieve the final things. Now, coming to the same question. Are you agree story is finished or not? If you think that story is continuous going, just click on light button. I will understand that. Otherwise, story is finished now. What's your view? Is love? Okay, thank you so much. It means I need to give you the another story also. Another story is that they found that they are fighting each other, and one time they achieve, second time rabbit achieve. Okay, now they need to think, how can we both achieve the same thing at the same time with the less effort? Okay, they have decided the roadside rabbit will be covered, and okay, and the river side tortoise will be covered that part, because you know that rabbit speed is good. They just, if both has different ability, okay, so it means we need to utilize each other ability at the time. Okay, so we need to respect each other. Otherwise, you will achieve your maybe possible 90%, 99% goal. When you require to achieve the last thing in your life, you will miss that. In that way, if we respect each person, then we can achieve our final goal. Otherwise, it's not possible. I can say in my childhood, my father says that if clock is not working, na, at least that will be give you the two correct time in a 24 hour. This is my speech. Thank you so much for your love and support.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand Jha. This is the first time I saw someone telling a funny story in a struggling situation. Anyway, thank you for attempting. And here we comes, and in the first session of speeches, that is, we completed 3 speeches. Now we will go for the evaluation. Actually, a speakathon, the event chair having an empowered role, that I'm acting as a Toastmaster of the evening and as a general evaluator. So now we'll move on to the evaluation session in the first segment. To evaluate Toastmaster Neetu Radish, let me call his evaluator. He completed the leadership development path. He's a Taj member since 2019. Retired from Kerala Tourism after 35 years of service. Currently preaching his brief system and chairman of Learn the Quran Master Club, a concept which was inspired from Taj Toastmasters Club. Currently, LTQ Master Club have 7 units and 200 plus members from across the globe. His biggest achievement, married for 38 years. Biggest time pass is to create short motivational videos in Malayalam through TikTok with views more than 50,000. Let me call none other than Toastmaster Abdul Nasir to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Neetu Radish. Toastmaster Abdul Nasir, the virtual stage is yours.
Good evening, event chair and Toastmasters. Today's my target speaker, Neetu, had an impeccable speech in front of our stage. Give her a big applause. Her speech was very informative. She talked about the funny things behind several food items like ketchup, white chocolate, capsicum, French fries, French toast, wine, candy, cheese, water, peanut butter, honey. Excellent. Very informative. You started your speech with more confidence. Interaction also was there. Eye contacts was there. Everything was there, but something is lacking in point of my view. So if you include following recommendations in your speech become excellent. First one is, I noticed that instead of starting with guest interaction, you could have start a conversation like, Nitu, get me some ketchup. My husband asking for ketchup. I have given cutlets to him. See, he don't know the funny things behind the ketchup. Anybody knows? If you start like that, the people will more interested. Then second things, I notice that your stage movement, you have around 20 minutes speech. So even then you are using only one area, you are moving front to back like that. So instead of that, if you could use all the stage, the speech will be excellent. So next time you come forward with these recommendations and you will become the excellent speaker. I wish you all the best. Back to Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdul Nasir, for that wonderful evaluation. I'm sure Toastmaster Neetu will get a lot of benefit from this evaluation. Let's move on to our second speaker evaluation. To conduct this evaluation, we have a person who's from Bangalore, staying in Saudi for about 11 years, working as a reinsurance manager in Tawaniya, Riyadh, having an MBA in finance, fellowship in insurance. Happily married with 2 kids, hobbies are movies, cricket, and participating in Toastmaster Club. That's great. Let me call our second evaluator today, Toastmaster Bhaskar, to evaluate the speech delivered by Toastmaster Sunil Edikla. Toastmaster Bhaskar, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Vinche. Fellow Toastmasters, a warm good evening again. And what a great speech was given by my speaker. And I want to congratulate him. And really, it was an empowering speech and it went with the theme. He showed us what should be the future of work. And with respect to the project, he has covered all the purpose of this project. And it was to clearly define how Toastmaster would envision mentoring, and purpose of the speech was also covered in this speech, where he has shared various aspects of his previous experience and as a prodigy. And I really liked the structure of the speech, and it was like our president said, it's a work in progress. And when we look back our way, the path what we covered, the journey what we have traveled, and with his speech he ensured that he covered his journey from beginning, and wherein he inspired us by saying that mentors are nowhere to be found, no way you can go and find a mentor, but they're all around us. So it was a very well said, and he clearly defined the types of mentoring. So it's not a separate role, somebody who designated as a professional, but we can find mentoring in our parents, in our teachers and friends. And it even took back to me my memories when he explained about his grandfather, times when he used to spend with his grandfather and his speeches and how he was mentoring. And indeed, about his teacher, how she helped him to become a front bencher from backbencher. So this is again an example that not always a backbencher will be a backbencher. So success is there, and also some glimpse about his friends, how he helped in the subjects, and finally on the Toastmasters cycle. So it was indeed a very much looking forward for even people like me who's joined newly, and we got to know that what a Toastmaster journey would be. It's not like it's a cycle. You may be a mentor one day, mentee, so it's like a work in progress. And it was indeed, and he ended up very well with a call of action. He's given a big challenge for everybody to envision to become a DTM one day, which was really great. And having said all this, what I was more concentrating and what I liked about his speech was firstly on his body language, the way he started with so confident. This shows his experience, and the way he's learned this art by following all this mentor, and his eye contact, confidence. And just if I can add up some points where he can try to make the speech much better, would be to add some pause in between, some when he's jumping on from one cycle to the next cycle, and also a little bit of modulation will make an audience to get interactive, and some questions would also help. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Shakir, and all the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhaskar, for that useful evaluation. I'm sure that Toastmaster Sunil Dikula will take all the points positively. Move on to our third evaluation. To conduct our third evaluation, we have an energetic personality. He's working in KSA for more than 20 years, a project manager by profession with a degree in science, majoring in physics from Loyola College in Chennai, and more recently, a NIBOSH UK certified HSC professional, works at the Aval Group, Riyadh. About family, wife Sunita, she's a grammarian and word master. She's an English teacher by profession. Son Joseph pursuing BTech computer science, and daughter Rosemaria in grade 12. Let me call our third evaluator, Toastmaster Rajan Jose, to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Anand Jha. Toastmaster Rajan Jose, the virtual stage is yours.
We have all learned the moral story of tortoise and hare through the Aesop's fables from our fellow Toastmaster and Tajian, Toastmaster Anand Jha. A good reminder of being consistent in our work and goals and never to lose hope. Fellow Toastmasters and Toastmaster Anand Jha, it was a wonderful speech. Thank you so much. What a captivating way to set up the stage for the speech in an open arena, clear voice, an expressive smile empowering him. Any other person would have excused himself, not having reached back from work. Three main parts he started with, or variations of the story. First was the traditional story, where the tortoise works hard and wins, while the hare rests and loses. Second was to empower with second chances. The hare asking for a second chance, learning from mistakes. The third was to change the scenario to succeed. Interactive story, engaging the audience with questions to get them thinking. Eye contact. These are some of the things that we would request you to consider in preparation for your next speech and learn through this experience. Empower yourself by growing further with your skills. Eye contact. Look at your audience. Engage your audience with looks. Use eye contact to convey emotion. I understand the lighting condition was not so suitable. However, if there was a better position or location, maybe you could have moved to one side of the area where you were in the outdoors, whether it was a park or the roadside. This would have helped a lot. The lighting, the moon was very, very entertaining for us. It's something we haven't seen in a long time. But having you give us a speech or deliver the speech while you had the moon in the background is something great. It's something I have not seen in the last few months that I've been with Toastmasters. It's an innovative idea. Another point that I would like to share, Toastmaster Anand, is gestures. So we could just see only that part of your face. So due to limited visibility, we could not see any gestures from you. So we would like you to consider this and improve yourself for the next upcoming speech. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajan Jose, for that amazing evaluation. I believe Toastmaster Anand Jha will take all the recommendations in a positive manner. Even I never saw a live moon background in a Zoom meeting. This is the first time. Thank you for that. By this, we came up end with the first session. That's our all three speakers are completed. Now we have session 2. We have another 3 speakers waiting for. So without any further ado, let's move on to our session 2, speaker 4. Before I will call our 4th speaker, let me call his evaluator, Toastmaster Jabir Ali. Toastmaster Jabir Ali, could you please explain the speech objectives of our 4th speaker?
Even chair, fellow Toastmasters, warm good evening to all. Today, my speaker, Toastmaster Mansoor Alam, is going to deliver his L2P1 project, Understanding Your Communication Style. Speech title is Communication Style. Speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Purpose of this project is for the members to learn about different communication styles and identify his primary style, and also to share the impact of his style on others. I wish my speaker all the best to deliver his speech very well. Back to you, Event Chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jabir Ali, for explaining the speech objectives. Our 4th speaker today is from India, Jharkhand, currently staying in Riyadh along with family since 7 years. I have 2 kids, currently working in Riyadh Metro projects as a planning engineer in Nesma and Partners Contracting Company. 13 years of experience, having a BTech in civil engineering and postgraduate program in project management from NIC MAR Pune. Let me call our 4th speaker today, Toastmaster Mansoor Alam. Toastmaster Mansoor Alam, the virtual stage is yours.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. A good communication is the bridge between confusion and clarity. A quote given by Nat Turner. Fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests, a warm good evening to all. When I was joined Toastmaster, the only thing I know to improve communication and leadership style. But when I enrolled Toastmaster and I started training session, it was all about communication and leadership. But to empower our communication and interpersonal skills are the basic object of the Toastmaster meeting. In Toastmaster, the pathway is a very funny project because first of all, you have to give a speech, get it evaluated, and repeat the same speech based on the recommendation given by the evaluator. There are 4 basic communication styles: passive, aggressive, passive-aggressive, and assertive type of communication. Above all communication style, we can observe our personal as well as in professional life. Let us discuss one by one. Passive type of communication. Passive communicator cannot express himself. This kind of people always confused because they are not confident. Aggressive type of communication. Aggressive communicator are always shouting and always looks aggressive. They focus only on winning the argument at any cost. This kind of communication we observe in our professional life. There was a project manager in my previous project. He always tried to dominate his subordinates, and the way he spoke is not up to the mark. Also, they tried to get the thing within a second. Passive-aggressive communication. The passive-aggressive communicator are feel passive on the surface, but are aggressive under the surface. This kind of communication we can frequently observe in our own life. People we dominated by are not able to communicate or not able to express himself openly. Over a period, the aggression comes up like anything. I think most of us are facing such kind of situation. Am I right, Toastmasters? Assertive type communication are neither passive or nor aggressive. They can express his thought clear and direct. The assertive type communication have high self-esteem, respect themselves and others. During my childhood, I was very calm and I was listen very carefully to my parents, teachers, and neighbors. Same form of communication I applied in my schooling as well as in my professional career. It has given me lots of success in my life, even though I'm not fluent in English. Everybody knows our VP Education Toastmaster Jiju, who is always been to all Toastmasters on every Thursday. How are you, Toastmasters? Would you like to give some speeches, or would you like to take some roles? What I feel from this type of communication is not impacted only in our Toastmaster, even outside of the Toastmasters. Whenever I started my conversation among my friends, colleagues, I'm trying to create a friendly atmosphere and creating enthusiasm among our colleagues. I discovered this form, and I'm pretty sure it will help you to achieve your future goals. Also, it will help to empower better persons, and with this communication style, we can connect and understand people in better way. So I feel the assertive type communication where no need to go in depth anything, just begin a conversation in any party or any gathering or any point of time in your life. This was my form of communication style. What is yours? Would you like to discover and enroll as soon as possible in Pathways portal? With this small quote, I'm closing my speech. The only healthy communication style is assertive communication, quotes given by Jim Rohn. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mansoor Alam, for that speech all about communication, and you communicated well. Kudos. Now move on to our fifth speaker today. Before I will call the fifth speaker, let me call his evaluator, Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, to explain the speech objectives of our fifth speaker.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank you, Evan Chair, and good evening, Toastmasters and wonderful guests. My speaker is speech from the pathway L4P1. The purpose of the speech is for the members to share some aspect of his or her experience leading a team. The title, Global Sales Strategy. The speech time 5 to 7 minutes. For my speaker, I wish him the best of luck. Back to Evan Chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam. Our fifth speaker today, when I ask him the introduction, he gives me a complete paper full of introduction, and he deserves it. Now let me go through this. Our fifth speaker today, he's a passionate Toastmaster, currently working as a planning and control manager at Bahri Logistic Corporate Office. Worked in US for 18 years, amongst which most as marketing manager. Served as a vice chairman of WMCB, Washington Metropolitan Cricket Board, for 4 years. Served as a president of WMCB. The best position he had enjoyed is the role of a dad. He is blessed with one wife and one son, one daughter. Got married to his sweetheart in 2000. A self-educated person. Did diploma course in strategic planning and project management in USA. Now, you all know who is the personality. Let me call Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar as our fifth speaker today. Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar, the virtual stage is yours.
When the US had implemented the tariff on the imports of steel products, we all were dumbfounded. The need for a global sales strategy was needed, and it was not only the necessity, but it was a matter of survival. We capitalized and we essentially embarked on the exports from India into USA, the steel products. That's how kept our vessels utilized. So to give you a brief, many of you are familiar, but for those who are not familiar, we are a liner shipping carrier where we move goods from one part of the world to another. Our vessels sail from USA to Mediterranean to Arabian, to Red Sea to Arabian Gulf to Indian subcontinent, and then back to USA. When the tariff was implemented, our one-way revenue went down. We all met together. We all met on teams. We all brainstormed what our solutions would be. COVID was another factor that hit us terribly. There is only so much where the investors are going to bear. And that was the time when you all got together and came up with a global strategy. The first step was to identify the markets that we think has the potential for us to survive, just to stay afloat. And when we did, communication was the key. Communication was the active process by using sound words, the way you guys communicate, the way you met, the way you talk with people. There are agents, there are brokers, there were customers, manufacturers, all of them. Written communication, I have got to see some beautiful emails that you guys have written to your customers. Customers love us. The product, what we offer to this international traders, they cherish that product. But there are times when we had to make some tough choices. Tough choices such as discontinue calling Mumbai. For past 30 years, on a regular basis, we were calling India. We had to find an alternate solution because there was nothing being exported out from Mumbai because steel was the major product that was shipped to USA. I want to commend and appreciate Captain Luai for doing the market research and identifying what was out there from the market. I want to commend Vinay for going out in China and identifying what all commodities we can load on our vessel if we extend our service to China. I want to appreciate and extend my heartfelt obligation and appreciation to people who came out from back and essentially they almost lost their job in saying that there is no cargo. And we see today that their statements helped us to take some executive decisions of discontinuing those port calls. So earlier we used to go via Suez. Currently we are going via Cape. So these are not easy choices to make. And when you have an established market for 30 years, without the inputs from all of you, it was a tough call to make. So the global sales strategy, essentially what it did is it brought in all the inputs along with the supporting documents and the data, what we can foresee. The experts from the different regions supported their expertise. They supported the volumes, what they were projecting, which essentially positioned us to make a proposal to the board for the change in the scope of our service. That was something which we hadn't done in some time. Captain Khan, thank you for running all of those case scenarios. Captain Luai, thanks a ton for your valuable market research. Charlie Atkinson, thank you for getting the key accounts aboard for the change in the routing. Our transit time is going to increase by 12 days, which you essentially sold to this customer. So in hindsight, if you look, and as we discussed in the beginning, there were 3 kinds of work that we personally were needed to done. And you all have done that very nicely. Mapping, making, and measuring. Some of you were the developers who did the mapping, making, and measuring in such a fantastic fashion that we got to a position to improve our bottom line. We had the drivers, not the bus drivers, but those who did the mapping and making, but they didn't do the measuring. They were called the drivers. Then we had the drifters who were making and measuring, but not mapping. So the developers, drivers, and drifters, they are the movers and the shakers. Yeah, we were some of us who were the leaders, who were the dreamers, who were mapping and measuring, but not making. So all of these, except dreamers, you are the true contributors. Our utilization has improved from 30% to 85%. Yeah, some revenues and some volumes came back. Our revenue has improved by 2.5 million per voyage. That becomes like a 50 million annual bottom line improvement. Now that we have established our service, we need to relentlessly reach out to a customer and secure the business in our adjacent trade. We need this global sales strategy to take to the next level. The strategy, what we had, the global level needs to be cascaded to the regional level. The same principle need to apply for each of the regions. May that be Far East, may that be Mediterranean, may that be North America, South America, or in Middle East. So, Jadda Damam, you guys are awesome. I know your sales numbers and your commissions have gone down, but you were honest upfront, which helped us a lot. You essentially managed your biases. So mappers, makers, measures, you all are awesome. Now that you have established our service scope, let's continue to repeat this during coming years. Over to you, table topic. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim Elikarjika. Mapping, making, and measuring. Thank you for that informational speech. Move on to our last speech today. Before I will call our last speaker, let me call his evaluator to explain the speech objectives of our speaker number 6. Let me call Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim. Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Today, my speaker will deliver a speech on public relations strategies. He will deliver on topic who pays, patience or patience. So the purpose of this project for the member to practice the skills needed to effectively use public relations strategies for any group or situations. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her public relationship strategies. So the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes, and I wish all the very best to my speaker. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim. Our last speaker today is an associated consultant oral surgeon at King South University Medical City, a Toastmaster since 2017, currently club president at our Taj Toastmasters Club, VPPR in Garajena Toastmasters Club, and club mentor of Mecca KSA Toastmasters Club. Let me call none other than our champion speaker, DTM Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. DTM Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Evan Chair, for this brilliant opportunity. Fellow Toastmasters, how many of you have had your own business at some point in your life? Any hands, please? Setting up, running, and winning with that business. How many of you? See any hands? Oh, not even one? Okay, fine. My dear friends, a warm good evening to you all. There is a very famous quotation in Tamil which says that Vai ulla pillaidan pidaikum. The literal translation of that one means the child which speaks is capable of survival. So basically this says that somebody to survive has to speak. Well, I was a total opposite of that one. If you remember the speech of Toastmaster Ibrahim probably a couple of weeks ago, I think it was in our club, he was talking about being an extrovert. Well, I was the total opposite. I was the introvert that you all could imagine of yourself. If you call yourself an introvert, then probably you can multiply it by 10 times or a factor of 50, then you could call me as the introvert that I was as a child. Of course, things have changed over a period of time, but I was a very, very bad introvert. Added to that, how many of you know that before I became an oral surgeon, I started my professional career as a dentist? I believe most of you would have heard about my famous speech, fill it or pull it, because dentistry is the base field on which oral surgery and several other specialties are built upon. So I started my professional career as a dentist. So studying 5 years in dental school, all that I thought was once I finish my graduation in dentistry, I just go set up shop, start a new dental clinic, and all that I have to do is fill it, pull it, and bill it. One simple game, right? Either I fill a tooth that can be filled, pull something that's not been filled, and I'm going to bill it and take money from my patients. So this is what was there in my mind. And guess what? 6 months down the line, after I completed my internship at the dental school, I had my brand new dental clinic. Of course, it was a small setup for a beginner, but it was with all energy and enthusiasm that I had got at that setup. And for those of you who may not know, a dental setup, a dental clinic for that matter, a dental clinic with a chair unit and all the instruments and everything surrounding it could easily cost somewhere to the tune of 200 to 300,000 rupees. And this I'm talking about like 15, 16 years ago, like in 2002 and 2003. So imagine how much would have been the inflationary cost if it was right now. So this happened in 2003 when I was setting up my first clinic. I had actually borrowed money from my dad. He had helped me sponsor. And I had a little bit of savings, which I had done for my stipends, which I got during my internship days. And I had set up shop, started a new dental clinic. And guess what? For the first 1 month, I barely saw a handful of patients. Most of them were my relatives who came for the inaugural ceremony. Of course, my mom, dad, my uncle, aunt, cousin, nephew, everybody. So there was nobody left in the family who has not seen my clinic. But at the same time, my clinic has not seen any other patient other than my family members and my relatives. I was chasing flies. Imagine spending a whopping sum of money to sit and while away time. Slowly, people started asking questions. People around me were like, is he really capable? What happened? He started his clinic, there is no patient, and is he really knowing what he is doing? To that much of an extent, I started questioning myself, did I do the right thing? Probably I should have gone and joined as an apprentice with somebody, joined as an assistant to someone who had a well-established clinic. And this is in one such of these days that I happened to visit my mentor in clinical practice, whom I call Dr. Ramki. He was, of course, very much senior to me. He had a clinic, and believe me, he had such a busy practice. And in my 1 month of failed practice, I had tried what not. I tried flyers, I tried advertising in the local newspapers, and I started putting up huge banners calling out that this is a new dental clinic and all the pictures of the new equipments and everything. Still, nobody would come. But this gentleman, Dr. Ramki, had nothing of those. And his practice was so good. And I thought it is because he has been practicing for quite a long time. And I asked him, Dr. Ramki, how long did it take for you to set up your practice and get it running? He said, in 3 months, I was busy. And it was as good as what I'm seeing right now. 3 months. And here in 1 month, I should have seen at least a little bit of what he saw. Why not? That's when Dr. Ramki told me one secret. Sundar, I'll give you an idea. Before you see your patients as important, you need to see patience, the ability to be patient to listen, the ability to be patient in speaking, and the ability to be patient in serving. I guess you got the difference. Patience and patience. The patients who come to click for me and the patients where I wait for things to happen. And he gave me a trick by which what we did was we conducted a camp in one of the underprivileged schools close to my clinic. And guess what we did? According to his suggestion, we offered free preventive treatment, something very little that I could spend from my pocket for all the children and a free consultation for all the parents. And I still recollect his words. Sundar, these patients, the parents of those underprivileged children, they may not pay too much to you, but offer them whatever that you can with whatever money, whatever little that they can offer, and they will repay you. And guess what? In 6 months' time, I was starting reaping the returns of my investment. All those patients whom I treated patiently, in spite of them giving me very little money, turned my biggest propaganda managers and brand ambassadors. What started as one small clinic with one dental chair in one corner, in 4 years' time become 2 dental clinics with 3 dental chairs and a very busy practice. So you might be asking, what am I doing here? hearing that, well, of course, that was a different story. Probably we can discuss about it sometime later. So what I'm trying to say here is like my PR strategy, which I imbibed from my mentor, was to be patient before I thought of my patient. The patience, not looking for money, not looking for success, not looking for patience, rather than looking for contacts, looking for people who will spread the word of mouth that Dr. Sundar has a good dental clinic, he's a good clinician, he'll be able to serve you very well. And this patience is what gave me the benefits. So the verdict is, who pays me? Patience or patience? It's not the patience, the physical guys, but the patience that I have in my mind. Back to you, Evan Chair.
Thank you, DTM Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. Fill it, pull it, and bill it. Thank you for that entertaining speech. Now we came at the end of all the three speakers. Now we'll go for the evaluation. To evaluate our fourth speaker, let me call a person is a mechanical engineering graduate from Teni, Tamil Nadu state, currently working as a supply chain manager at Alphanar Electrical System, having 17 years of experience and having one wife and one daughter. Let me call Toastmaster Jabir Ali to evaluate the speech delivered by Toastmaster Mansoor Alam. Toastmaster Jabir Ali, the virtual stage is yours.
Once again, good evening to Evan Chair, fellow Toastmasters. Special good evening to my speaker, Toastmaster Mansoor Alam. It's today, my speaker gave a wonderful speech. It's a very good opening, body, and conclusion. He started with a quote to emphasize the importance of effective communication. A good communication is the bridge between confusion and clarity. He explained all 4 types of communication styles. Now, everyone, today, we learned the different types of communications very well. When he start explaining the passive type of communication, we understand that the communicator cannot express clearly his ideas and his confidence level will be very low. When we explained about the aggressive communicator, they always focus on winning the argument at any cost and they will not chance to the person who is listening. Moving to the third type of communication, passive aggressive, or feel passive on the surface but aggressive on the surface. Moving to the last type of communication, assertive communicator, they express their thought clear and direct. Today, my speaker, he is excellent in his clarity in his speech and his speech is very constructive and his delivery was very good and his confidence is very good and he has a very good eye contact and his performance in the entire speech, it was very good and the body gestures also very good. Always we have many rooms for improvements. I have 2 suggestions for my speaker. My first suggestion is to add some humor and second one is to add some vocal variety in his speech. With these 2 comments, he can enhance his speech to the next level. Overall, my speaker, He delivered a very good speech throughout from beginning to end. I wish my speaker all the best in his public speaking journey. Back to you, General Evaluate.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jabir Ali, for that genuine evaluation. I believe Toastmaster Mansoor Alam will get a lot of benefits from that evaluation. Move on to our fifth speaker evaluation. To evaluate our fifth speaker, we have a person from Pudukkottai, Tamil Nadu state, been working as an associate professor in medical bacteriology at King Saud University, published more than 175 scientific articles from his research area. For the last 10 years, he has been living in Riyadh. It's none other than Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam. Let me call Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam to evaluate the speech delivered by Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karchikar. Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, the stage is yours.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Every decision you make reflects your evaluations of who you set the willing stance. Dear event chair, fellow Toastmasters and wonderful guest. Today my speaker, Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karchikar. Wow, what a great performance. Thank you, Toastmaster Ibrahim, for the wonderful speech. You start your speech with global strategy is not a necessity and it is a matter of survival. Then you talked about the export of India to USA. And we came up about the global strategy to identify it. And then you specified this communication is the key. The communication is act of the sound and words and way of talking to the peoples and agent and a broker and customers and also the manufacturers. And you start with your day-to-day lives. The customer is a lover for the international trade. And also you have to speak about the global strategy from different countries. For the major city in India is Mumbai, as well as in the China. The lot of countries you can explain the global strategy. And then finally also you can mention that the global strategy is specify the three major concept of mapping and macking and machine. It was a great speech for entirely you explained for the global strategy. And I noted the three positive point of your speech. The way of your speech of organized was very impressive. You got for the right to the point of your speech, which was about the global sales strategy. Your way of speaking and the self-confidence is good because it was prepared well for your speech. With the well-crafted language, and today you completed your purpose of this, your project. For us, you are the biggest inspiration of the Toastmasters. However, throughout this Toastmaster journey, we provide the few recommendations for improvement for your speakings for ability to the next level. For this, you could use the humorous during your speech. I could say that even more effective for your speech. Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karchikar, you have come a very long way and your speech today was very powerful and you are on your path of becoming outstanding public speakers. Seeing your development in this Toastmaster journey will be motivating. Back to event chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam, for that wonderful evaluation. I'm sure Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karchikar will take all the feedback positively. Now move on to our last evaluation today. To conduct the last evaluation of our speaker number 6, we have a personality works as a production manager in Mama Sauce Factory.
தம்பி எழுதுறியாப்பா?
Toastmaster since April
எழுதுறியா?
2021.
எங்க உட்காந்து எழுதுற?
Active member of Taj Toastmaster Club, Riyadh Tamil Toastmaster Club, keeping membership of Grand Professional, and ambitious is to be a world-class speaker. That is his ambition. Moreover, he is our timer today. Let me call Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim to evaluate the speech delivered by DTM Dr. Subdaramali.
Point of information, who will time Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim?
I can be the timer if you need. Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim. Is that okay, Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim?
Yeah, you will be my timer, right?
Yeah, I can be your timer.
What is the use of having a cycle with only one tire? Today, my Toastmaster, my speaker, DTM Sundar Ramalingam, has proved that with one tire, it's going to be useless unless you have the second tire that will ride you to the successful story. The speech title, today what my speaker has delivered, who pays? The patients or patience? The difference between two words is negligible, but the meaning is very extensive, what has been described by my speaker, Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam. Well done and hats off to my speaker for accomplishing the speech criteria on public relationship strategies. The best part of this speech was it is an informative speech as well as humor engaged in this. A speech engages audience when you start asking questions, and that was the beginning for my speaker asking question, who are a winner who is running a business, whoever has run and win the business. And that way he started the speech with engaging the audience. The next is your gestures, perfect gestures and stage movements. Fill it, pull it and bill it. Okay, I am afraid to go to a dentist now. I am worried maybe the dentist is going to charge me more than what is filling and what is pulling. Hats off to my speaker. And the final thing is, being an introvert doesn't take you a long journey. Should be an extrovert. What a call for action. And again a question mark for my speaker. If an introvert doing a business, what is it becomes a capability issue, whether a doctor is capable or not. That is the main thing what I have understood from my speaker. Overall, it was a great speech, and being patient is more important than getting a patient. So coming to the recommendation part, in this speech as a PR, you could have brought in visual aids to demonstrate your success story. You have said you have started with 200,000 to 300,000 rupees. Instruments, you could have brought those pictures to glorify how you succeeded from that level to today's level. So that would add a little bit of value to a speech. And when it comes to a vocal variety, there was an easy chance to bring in your mentor, Dr. Ramki. A speech between you and Ramki would have added much more value to your speech. Overall, it was a nice speech. I enjoyed today's speech by my speaker, and hats off again, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim, for that wonderful evaluation. I hope DTM Dr. Sundar will get a lot of benefits from this evaluation. And point of order, Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim, you took 3 minutes 22 seconds for your timer report. Now we came to the end of the session. We completed all the 6 speakers and all 6 evaluations. Now it's time to listen from our meeting leaders. Before that, I will just take you through the theme of the day, that people want the future of work to be hybrid. Do you agree that? Yeah. In a study shows 83% of workers said a hybrid model would be optimal. But hybrid isn't possible for everyone, right? At least for DTM Dr. Sundar. He cannot do his job hybrid. So it's not possible for everyone. 90% of the global workforce was on site prior to COVID pandemic, but new workforce segments are now emerging. With the right resources, people can be productive in any environment. An important workforce segment is emerging. A group of people who can be productive and healthy anywhere, whether they are remote, on-site, or both. Location should no longer be the focus for leaders. By offering the right resources, workers can be healthy and productive wherever they work. Where do you want to work? Might be the wrong question, right? A better question to ask is, what unleashes a person's potential, enabling them to be healthy and productive regardless of where they work? By this, let me ask our word master and grammarian today, Toastmaster Sunita Choni, to give your report as a word master and grammarian.
Thank you, Even Chair Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir. I'll start with the use of words first. So today's word was empower, and Toastmaster Muhammad Shakir used it twice. We have Toastmaster T.M. Bhaskar, who used it once. Toastmaster Rajan used it thrice. Toastmaster Mansoor Alam used it once. And the others were unfortunately not able to use the word of the day. And with the grammarian's report, we have Toastmaster Neetu, who had a wonderful extended speech, which is a Hercules task. So there could be way more mistakes. I only noticed a few which were like the overuse of the word see. Toastmaster Neetu, you need to reduce the number of times you use the word see. I counted 10 times and then I dropped counting there. We have a few grammatic mistakes where we, Toastmaster Neetu used the article with the country name. De France, we can drop articles in front of countries. Where it got originated was a wrong usage. A better one would have been, where did it originate? And there was an overuse of the phrase same like that. That was used several times. Instead, it could be similarly or in the same way. And finally, the plural of stuff, it's stuff itself, it's not stuffs. And over to Toastmaster Sunil Idikula. Listening our goals, ideas, you could use the to, or listening to our goals and ideas. So the preposition was dropped there. There was an overuse of coming to with each paragraph that you started. That could be dropped, and you could use other words like next or now to or similar words. Toastmaster Anand, there was a misuse of the question was incorrect in the sense, are you agree with me? That was used a couple of times. The right usage would be, do you agree with me? Rabbit's life is very less. You could change less and use short, which is correct. So rabbit's life is short. We have some, Dr. Arunachalam, plural of people, there was a slip, it is people itself, it's not peoples. The China, we don't need the article there, it's China. Well-crafted speech, it should be well-crafted speech. We also have some exceptional use of language. We have Toastmaster Sunil who used the word backbencher, Toastmaster Mohammed Shakir with the word emerging. We have Dr. Sundar who used the word, who used the tricolon, fill it, pull it, bill it, which is very effective. While away, imbibe, these were also used. We have TM Ibrahim who used dumbfounded, stay afloat, cherish. We have Toastmaster Bhaskar who used envisioned, Toastmaster Abdul Nazir who used impeccable. With that, I end today's grammarian's report. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Mohammed Shakir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunita Johnny, for giving a detailed word master and grammarian report. We given the correct role to the correct person. Thank you for that. Give her a big round of applause. Now let me call our timer, Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim, to give the timer report.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and it's my time to give the timer's report. For the prepared speech, we have 6 speeches today, and the first speaker, Toastmaster Neetu, she took 22 minutes and 38 seconds. She's disqualified. Toastmaster Ananja took 8 minutes 31 seconds. Second disqualification. Toastmaster Sunil Edikula 6 minutes 48 seconds. Toastmaster Mansoor 6 minutes 23 seconds. Toastmaster Ibrahim Ali Karjikar 7 minutes 22 seconds. The final speaker, DTM Sundar Ramalingam, took 8 minutes and disqualified. With the evaluation session, the first evaluator, Toastmaster Abdul Nazir, took 2 minutes 40 seconds. Toastmaster Rajan Jose 3 minutes 18 seconds. Toastmaster Bhaskar took 3 minutes 40 seconds and disqualified. Toastmaster Jabir Ali 3 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Dr. Arunachalam 3 minutes 15 seconds, and the final evaluator, Toastmaster Iqbal Qasim, took 3 minutes 22 seconds. With this, I conclude my timer's report. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muhammad Iqbal Qasim, for giving a detailed timer report. Now it's end for my session as an event chair. I really enjoyed today's meeting, and all the speakers and evaluators done their job. And it's time to hand over the virtual lectern back to our presiding officer, DTM Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mohammed Shakir, for that excellent and exuberant speakathon session that we had today. Indeed, it did empower not just the speakers and the evaluators and the feedback that each one of them received, but also empowered all of us with wonderful thoughts, ideas, and inspirations that they shared. So this is the idea behind the speakathon. Of course, we had a few speakers who were not able to finish within the time limits, but that's fine. It's still probably they thought that speakathon is indeed a speech marathon, not just by the number of speeches, but also by the length of the speeches. And that includes yours truly as well. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of today's session, and a very big round of applause for our event chair, Toastmaster Mohammed Shakir, for brilliantly organizing this event and organizing all those 6 speeches. Of course, our VP Education, Toastmaster Jijo, he has just had to leave. He was also behind the scenes working with our event chair to getting these things done. Before we move on, of course, we do not have a voting and we do not have any winners to be announced today. There are a couple of announcements to be made. Before that, we have a guest who joined us a little late, and we would always love to welcome our guests and hear more from them, because we always think that Taj is one of the best clubs and we have set benchmarks, but still we need to learn at times. We need to grow. And how do we grow? We learn from our guests. So guest Mr. Jamal Al Sharif, we would love to hear from you, Mr. Jamal. Can you please unmute and speak, Mr. Jamal? Jamal Al Sharif, are you there with us? Unfortunately, his audio is not connected. If there is anyone who invited Mr. Jamal, can you please send him a text message that we would love to hear from him so that he could connect his audio? Problem, his audio is not connected.
Okay, let me call him.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Iqbal. In the meantime, I'll just go on with the announcements that is to be made. So first things first, we will be having our next meeting, which will be a physical meeting. So it will be in the same venue that we had last week, which will be Almas Restaurant. And on 21st of March, we'll be having a physical meeting for this month, the second physical meeting for this month. So whatever speech projects you have, you might please approach the Vice President Education to get set and get ready. That's the first thing. The second thing is we will be having the Division B speech contest happening this Friday. It's going to be a very good event, and Division B is our home division. We are all part of Area 6, and all the members who represented Taj and from the other clubs, our Taj family members, have been representing through Area 6, through Area 38 also, and I think through Area 22 also, if I'm not wrong. So there are a bunch of our Tajians who are competing there in the Division B contest. So go all out and support them, encourage them, and it's a good learning experience for you to see what speech contests are. And that, I believe, we have a lot of new members that's going to form the groundwork that's going to empower you for your contest endeavor in the coming years to go. So this is one. And also we have the Area 6 and the Division B conducting their award ceremony on Saturday. If you have been called for to be recognized, kindly acknowledge with the Area 6 and the Division B organizing team. And I believe even guests are allowed. Let me check with the Area 6 director, and if anyone is interested, I'll just drop a message in the WhatsApp group so you can let us know that you're going to come, and you can share our club members who are winners in the Area 6 and the Division B contests. And with that, we come to the set of announcements. I think Mr. Jamal is joining back, Toastmaster Iqbal.
He's in my phone. You can, Dr. Jamal will introduce himself, as well as he will speak about this meeting. Dr. Jamal, you can speak now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. This is Jamal Al-Sharif. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I'm a civil engineer, civil engineer. I work in multinational firms around the world. I'm very interesting about Toastmaster. I'm very interested about speaking to the people, speaking to the crowd. Yeah, I love really to join this club, but today I have a problem with the audio. I cannot hear anything in the meeting, unfortunately. But I hope in the future it will solve. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jamal, for joining us, and we love to hear your feedback, as well as we would love to see you here in our meetings. We'll be meeting physically next week. Toastmaster Iqbal would be sharing the location with you. Please feel free to join us as a guest next week during our physical meeting too. Thank you very much. And we have, yes.
And I'd love really to attend physically, not virtually. If you have any agenda to just to come together in some place, in some meeting room, in some hotel, maybe. I'd love this really get on. Just to get in touch with each other closely.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Jamal, because we meet every alternate week physically, and the other weeks we meet online due to the pandemic situation. That's it. Anyway, you are more than welcome. I'll ask Toastmaster Iqbal to share the location and the meeting details to you, even when we meet physical or online. Thank you very much. With that, we come to the end of the meeting. One last announcement to be made, and this is regarding the membership renewals. Thanks to those members who have already made their membership payments, and their renewals with the Toastmasters International has already been taken forward. And for those of you who have not paid, if we would appreciate if you could pay it by the end of before the end of next week, because the deadline for renewals is 31st of March, and usually the last 3-4 days, the Toastmasters International website is crammed with a lot of requests from all around. So we always try to finish it up early. So probably by 25th of March, if we could all make sure the payments, kindly contact the Vice President Membership, DTM Manas, and he will be the one to guide you and support you on that. Having said that, we conclude our meeting, and I request you all to rise up for the national anthem. I will play the national anthem in a second. The meeting is officially adjourned.